Today we are going to talk about people also ask session, how to use PAA to rank high on Google. You have likely seen the people also ask related question boxes in search results. These accordion-like questions and answers boxes are Google's way of saying, hey, beautiful searcher, these questions also relate to your search. Maybe you're interested in exploring these too. Kick off your shoes and stay a while. Today, we will see how we can use this PAA to our advantage and rank high on Google. I am Raj Pavi, creator of AI Insider, an artificial intelligence powered SEO tool. AI Insider helps you to outrank any competitors. Please check out our banner video. You'll be very happy that you have such a tool. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. I make one video every day. Now, getting back to PAA, or people also ask portion of Google. Few people have come across infinite PAAs. These occur when you expand a PAA question box to see 2 or 3 other related questions appear at the bottom. These infinite PAA lists can continue into the hundreds, and I've been lucky enough to come across 75 plus of these gems. So grab a coffee and buckle up. I would like to take you on a journey of infinite PAA research, discoveries, machine learning hypotheses, and how you can find PAA opportunities. Why PAAs should matter to you. PAAs have seen a 1,723% growth in SERP assistance via Mozcast. Tweet this stat. Compare that to featured snippets, which have seen only a 328% growth since this time frame. Research has also shown that a single PAA can show up in 21 unique SERPs. How about that? PAA opportunities can take over some serious SERP-related real estate. My infinite PAA obsession. These mini facts within search results have fascinated me since Google started testing them in 2015. Then in November 2016, I discovered Google's PAA dynamic testing. The above infinite PAA expanded into the hundreds. This became an obsession of mine as I began to notice them across multiple devices for a variety of different searches and coined the term PAA black holes. I began saving data from these infinite PAAs to see if I could find any patterns, explore how Google might be pulling this data, and dive deeper into how the questions topics changed as a result of my expanding question boxes, etc. After seeing a couple of dozen infinite PAAs, I began to wonder if this was actually a test to implement in search, but several industry leaders assured me this was more likely a bug. They were wrong. Infinite people also ask boxes are live, now integrated into US SERPs. Sorry foreign friends, but get ready for this to potentially migrate your way. You can play with these on desktop and mobile. Why does Google want people to spend more time on individual SERPs instead of looking at several? Could they charge more for advertisement on SERPs with these sticky, expensive PAA? Might they eventually start putting ads in PAAs? These are the questions that follow me around like a shadow. 3 big infinite PAA discoveries. Number 1, Google caters to browsing patterns in real time. It took me a while to grasp that I can manipulate the newly populated question boxes based on what I choose to expand. Below, I encourage more Vans-related PAAs by clicking, can I put my Vans in the washing machine? Then I encourage more mild view related ones with simply by clicking, how do you get mild view smell out of clothes? PAA about. Another example of this is when I clicked organic SEO at the very top of 100 plus PAA. Another example of this is when I clicked organic SEO at the very top of 100 plus PAA black hole. The GIF would make you dizzy, so I took a screenshot instead. It altered my results from how to clean teeth, leather to what is SEO and what do you mean by organic search. Number 2, there are dynamic deadends. When I reach an exhaustive point in my PAA expansion, typically 300 plus, Google will prompt the first 2 PAA as in, we aren't sure what else to provide. Are you interested in these again? Here is an example of that happening. I go from mitosis related PAAs, 300 plus, to a repeat of the first 2 PAAs, what is Alexa ranking based on. and what is the use of backlinks. This reminds me of a story told by Google machine learning engineers. Whenever an early ML model couldn't identify a paragraph, it would say a default "I don't know" answer, or men taking one central call. It could have been a picture of an elephant dancing and the ML model wasn't sure what it was. It would say men talking on the cell phone. My gut tells me that Google reverts back to the strongest edge cases, the first two PAAs, to your original query when running out of a certain relational threshold of PAAs. It will then suggest the third and fourth PAA when you push these limits to repeat again, and so on. Expand and retract one questions to explore the most closely related questions. Number 3. Expand and retract one question to explore the most closely related questions. This not only provides you with the most relevant PAAs to the query you are expanding and retracting, but if it is in your wheelhouse, you can quickly discover other very relevant PAA opportunities. Here, I keep expanding and retracting what is the definition of SEO. Notice how SEO or search optimization is in every subsequent PAA. This is no coincidence and has a lot to do with the entity graph. First, let's better understand machine learning and why an entity-based semi-supervised model is so relevant to search. It will then draw out what I think is happening with the above results, like a 5-year-old, and go over ways you can picture these opportunities. Training data role in machine learning mix-ups are commonplace in machine learning, mostly due to a lack of quality training data. Well-labeled training data is typically the biggest component necessary in training an accurate ML model. Fairly recently, the voice search team at Google came across an overwhelming amount of EU voice data that was interpreted as Katie, Katie, Katie. An obvious exclusion in their training data who says Katie, Katie, Katie. The engineers had no idea what could be prompting that noise. Confused, they finally figured out that it was the trains and subway making that noise. This is a silly example, but Google is now able to account for those pesky inclusions. Relational data to the rescue. Because we don't have enough training data to properly train an ML model, we look to relational data for help. Example, if I showed you the following picture, you could gather a few things from it, right? Maybe that appears to be a female walking down the street, and that perhaps it's followed by her hat, scarf, and those leaves on the ground, but it's hard to determine a whole lot else, right? What about now? Here are 2 other photos from the above photos timeline. She appears to be a US traveler visiting London with her Canon T3 camera. Now we have some regional, demographic, and product understanding. It's not a whole lot of extra information, but it provides much more context for the original cryptic photo, right? Perhaps if Google had integrated geo-rational data with their voice machine learning, they could have more quickly identified that these noises were occurring at the same geolocation. This is just an example. Google engineers are way smarter than myself and have surely thought of much better solution. Google leveraged entity graphs similar for search. Google leveraged relational data in a very similar way to the above example to form better understanding of digital objects to help provide the most relevant search results. A kind of scary example of this is Google's Expander, a large scale of ML platform to exploit relationships between data objects. Machine learning is typically supervised. Training data is provided, which is more common, or unsupervised, no training data. Expander, however, is semi-supervised, meaning that it's bridging the gap between provided and not provided data. SEO pun intended. Expander leverages a large graph-based system to infer relationships between datasets. Ever wonder why you start getting ads about a product you started emailing your friend about? Expander is bridging the gap between platforms to better understand online data and is only going to get better. That's all for today. I hope this information is helpful for you. I will have the second part of this video on the same subject tomorrow. Thank you so much. Have a great day.